My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. First up at UFC Vegas 29, we have Khaos Williams versus Matthew Semelsberger. Semelsberger is riding a 5-fight win streak. He is the underdog versus Khaos Williams, who has power 4 days. He is 4-1 in his last 5, and he is coming off of a decision loss to Michel Pereira, which I think he won. I think most people think he won that fight. But either way, we have two guys that are streaking really well. This is a solid matchup. I agree with the betting odds. I think Khaos Williams should be the favorite. With that being said, Semelsberger is live. And it's a really, really good matchup. This entire card, there's a bunch of fights where both guys are not very good, but it's still a good matchup because they're not very good. It'll be entertaining. There's a couple of fights where both guys are very good. This card, I would say this entire card is almost pick'em type fights. A couple of them are trash. A lot of them are very good matchups. This is a very good matchup and will determine the trajectory of one of these guys' careers. So before I do my breakdown, Jacob, I will let you go first. Why don't you go ahead and do yours?
You already did half a breakdown, but if you want to say I go first.
I did an intro. I'm trying to be more professional.
No, I get it. There's no Dan here, so we got to fill the time somehow, So, yeah, like you mentioned this card, there's a lot of pickups on this card. There is a lot of choices for me for lock of the week because I have picked so many underdogs on this card. It's crazy. And I think Semelsberger is one of them. Listen, Khaos was on a wild streak. He fought Michel Pereira. And it seems like every time we talk about somebody fighting Michel Pereira, we always say like that doesn't really count because Michel Pereira is just so weird in the way he fights that it's kind of hard to tell if someone can actually fight when they fight Michel because you have to fight so weirdly defensively. With that said, he does have crazy power, and I see this as more of a volume versus power. I don't know if you kind of see that same thing. I like Matthew with his volume. I like him to be able to use his kicks early to kind of take that power away from Khaos. And if he can do that, I think he can just kind of overwhelm Khaos. And I think this is it's I guess not a shame that this is the first fight we did, but I honestly think this is going to be the fight of the night. I think it's going to be crazy one way or the other, or a complete war. If the main event isn't, I'd go to this one for fight of the night for sure. But I think Matthew finds a way with his volume, with his kicks especially, to slow down Khaos, and I think he wins the fight.
It's definitely an interesting matchup. So we're starting the show off. We disagree. I disagree. I do think Semelsberger. You said Semelsberger's going to win, right?
I did, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I disagree. I think Semelsberger's going to lose. He does march forward. He has a very aggressive style. He marches forward. He has solid leg kicks. He does nice body work, meaning he goes to the body a lot. And I love when fighters do that because that's basically an investment later in the fight, right? You beat up somebody's stomach now, you kick up their legs now, rounds 2, rounds 3, all of a sudden, maybe you take some of the power of Khaos away. So I do like sort of Matt and that approach and how he does work the body and the legs. The problem is Khaos Williams also walks people down. Matt Semelsberger just like charges forward, where Khaos walks you down as he's coming forward. He's throwing, he's backing you up. And I think Matt Semelsberger's forward pressure, he might walk right into one of those wild punches, those wild hooks, and one of those power strikes from Khaos Williams. So I have Khaos winning this fight.
The guy has 3 knockouts in under 30 seconds.
He's just got power. And Matt Semelsberger has been knocked out before. And I hate when like pick'em shows just pull up the records of, well, this guy has been submitted 3 times. So that's all kind of meaningless because until it happens, it hasn't happened. Meaning there's plenty of people who have never been submitted and then get submitted. Plenty of people who have never been knocked out and then get knocked out. So, but with that being said, we know Matt can be knocked out. We know Khaos has the power to do it. And he definitely has the more experience. Khaos Williams, if you look at who they fought, has fought the higher the higher quality of opponent. So I have Khaos Williams in this fight. And if we're talking about bets, I have a bet on Khaos Williams, or I'm going to place a bet on Khaos Williams. I want the wins by knockout. Right now, it is only plus 125. That's not enough for me, right? If I'm going to do a prop where this person's going to win by this incredibly specific way, I'm not doing it plus 125. So
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to
a
wait.
+2, +3.
Exactly.
For me, I go for the plus 1400s, the plus 1800s, the
How's that work out?
2400s. That's my territory.
How has that worked out for you? So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that line to move. But while you're watching us, we are live. And if you're watching the replay, go to wewantpicks.com/bets, grab one of the options and place bets. Follow along, place the bets if you like the ones that we're doing. Hit the monkey knife fight lines while you're here.
Yeah, I would go more and more for sure on this one. Obviously, the thing to worry about is that early KO, but the way that seems like crazy low volume for Matthew. So I like the more and more here, and just a battle. Like I said, I think it's gonna be the fight of the night.
Yeah, so at the monkey knife fight line is hard. So anybody watching, go to playmkf.com/wewantpicks. If you've never done monkey knife fight before, do it now. You literally triple your money. The only thing you have to do, you log in. You see what I'm sort of looking at right here where it says more or less 55.5 strikes for Khaos Williams, 36.5 for Matt Semelsberger. You just say, is Khaos going to throw more or less? Is Matt going to throw land more or less? So I think there's a knockout. So, man, it is a really low line. If anything, I don't know what I'm going to play there yet. It's a really low line. I'm going to wait before I decide what I'm going to do there. If this goes to a decision, if you think this fight goes to a decision, you play the more. It's that simple. I think Khaos Williams gets a knockout. I'm waiting to place that bet for the odds to get a little better. So I don't know what I'm going to do with monkey knife fight just yet. I may not play this. I may play the less because I do think there will be an early stoppage. But either way, this will be a really fun night. Jacob said this could be fight of the night, and it
will be fight of the night.
No, I don't know. There's actually a couple of really sick matchups on this card.
No.
And the last thing, I have Khaos Williams in my lineup at $8,900. I'm chasing that stoppage. That's the name of the DraftKings game. Do you have Semelsberger at 73?
I do not. No, I have a lot of underdogs, but he just didn't. Just like you said, I mean, it's dangerous with Khaos, right? So I saw value elsewhere.
Yeah. So and I'm seeing a comment here asking about what the Moreno sub paid out last week. I don't know, so I'm not going to answer that question, but it does trigger a thought because you asked specifically about the third round. I'm going to have to check the Khaos Williams. So I was just looking at by knockout because I'm more of a conservative bettor. I go by what I think is the most likely outcome, and then I place that bet. I usually don't get the crazy odds because I'm not looking at knockout in the first round, but I actually might do that because I think that knockout will happen in the first round if it happens. Another bet that you can place, and I've placed a few of these, and literally bet online, so go to wewantpicks.com/bets, is one of the only places that does these. They do the wins by stoppage and decision equals no bet. So basically what that says is if Khaos Williams gets the knockout, I get paid. If it goes to a decision and he either wins or loses, doesn't matter. If it goes to a decision, I get my money back and the bet is canceled. I did one on Chase Hooper last week and it was perfect. I said Chase Hooper either wins by submission or he loses a decision. So I placed my bet. He ended up losing a decision, but even if he won a decision, I get my money back. So anyway, that's another bet to look at. Check out the links and let's move on to our next fight.